If you think I'm not good enough, then this video is for you. Because we talk about this mind virus, I'm not good enough, and how to erase it finally from your brain forever.
Sandro and me sitting in a Bucharest park, philosophizing about life.
Yeah, we do.
About struggles.
We found a thought that is very important
in
our meetings with other men also. And I found a thought that is very, very destructive, and it's basically in everyone's head, right? Especially men, also women have it, but we men, we suffer even more from it, I believe. And the thought is called, I'm not good enough, right?
I hate that one.
Yeah, who does not? Because it sucks your energy out like nothing else, right? I call it the mind virus.
Right.
It is so normal that everybody thinks I'm not good enough that we don't even realize it anymore. And then we go home and we feel shitty, and then we don't do anything about it. And then we think, see, I'm not good enough, right?
Yeah.
So we prove ourselves in that wrong thinking.
Yeah, and it keeps you paralyzed, I would say.
Yes.
I feel like so many people don't do what they want to do just because they think they will not be good at it, which is highly likely when you've not tried it yet or when you haven't done it enough yet. In doing so, you're actually like reinforcing the feeling of inadequacy and like not being good enough.
Because you get stuck in the thought, and then you need to approve the thought that is mind thinking all the time. If you choose a thought to follow, then it will be proven by life, right? By yourself in a way.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I tell you a story. I had a friend, and he was a university professor. So he had a status job, he had income, he looked good, he was working out, he was fantastic with women, really. I brought him to a salsa party. He never danced before. And he was dancing with some girls, just trying what he can do. And immediately a girl fell in love with him, like from that, right? And I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. And still in a conversation with him, he said, I'm not good enough, right? And I was like, it does not make sense at all. This guy has all marks checked, what you should already have accomplished as a man in a way. And still his thought was, I'm not good enough. And I thought that is totally insane. From that experience, I could see that I don't believe it. I don't believe it anymore. I don't give that thought any value at all.
In yourself, you mean?
Yeah, in myself, sure. In myself. When it pops up and I see it and I push it away, and I try to develop new thoughts instead of following that horrible thought, right? And I found, if we look into nature, we don't call a tree, he's not good enough, right? Because we know he's growing. We don't call a baby, he's not good enough. But we call us men, we say, oh, we're not good enough. I'm not good enough, right? Yeah. That is so regular and normal. Yeah. And what I do now is say, back to nature. Nature is growing, nature is evolving, nature is always in movement. So nothing is ever completed. And I say, okay, I do my best what I can do, and I will grow in it, right? Because we come to this place, to this earth, and we cannot walk, we cannot speak, we cannot do anything. We must learn, right? So whatever we do, sure, we are not good, but we will do our best to learn it, right?
Yeah, taking action to actually change how you think about it is then a very crucial step.
Yes, your mind perspective is really how you see life, right? For example, if you don't trust that thought anymore, you say, I'm not good enough. No, that's not true, that's a lie. Someone told me and I believed it, but now I'm changing to believe it, right? Then your perception of yourself and of the world around you changes because you choose to see it differently, right?
Yeah. I think from my perspective as well, a lot of that is based on like comparison to others. I think we usually tend to forget the amount of effort it took for somebody to get to the point where they are at.
Yes.
You can say like, oh, he's amazing at salsa dancing. And you think like he must have always been amazing at salsa dancing. And you forget he might have already been dancing for 9 years and he sucked in the beginning.
Definitely. We all suck at everything when we start, right? I tried to do water skiing. And what happens? You fall after 2 meters. You don't even manage to start 1 or 2 or 3 meters. And then I asked someone who knows it, and what is the trick, what to do? And he said to me, be stiff, don't move, don't think, just do that. And then it worked, right? and
it does not always work, because I tried it as well, and it just ripped off the skin of my fingers. all the holding on to it that tightly.
Yeah, so we need to learn and try and do our best. That's what I think. If we do our best, we're always learning more, and then that is the best we can do. So the thought, I'm not good enough, is bullshit, right?
Yeah. We need to be a little bit more compassionate towards ourselves.
Oh yeah, I love that. And I think for us men, it's even harder, this thought, because when I look at the world, we men, we grow up and then we look around and we see very successful men with big business, big bank accounts, big body, right? They did everything. Then we might think, oh, I'm in comparison to that, I'm not good enough, right? But that is again like comparing a baby to a super sports guy that did already all this stuff, right? That's why I mean, we men, we come from nothing, and then we need to build something and create something and build something up that we like to do. And then if we follow that thought again, then after several years, maybe with 40 years or so, we might think, I did it good enough, right? But that is again wasting 40 years of lifetime, right? In misery.
Well, I mean, maybe not wasting it, because you're still actively pursuing some.
Yes.
And this is the thing that I tell to myself, like, I need to respect my potential.
That's cool. What do you mean by that? How do you elaborate on that?
The only way I am failing in life is when I'm not trying to live up to my potential. And since I'm not really sure what my potential could be, like, because nobody knows, you just need to take actions that you think will get you closer to whatever goal that you have.
True.
And that's basically the only thing you can do. And in the meanwhile, you can just be expressive as you want to be.
Yeah, expression, connection, dive into the world, connect to the world, do something with your life. That is what we should do, right?
We see where we are at, and we see where other people are, or where we want to be, and we only see the huge gap in between, and not like all the steps that you have to take or should take along the way, and how each individual step is already like an improvement on where you started.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating to look at the world like this way, right? You think that they made it and you don't see the way. I really say, if you know that we are growing on this planet, this tree is growing, everything is growing, we are growing. And if you have that thought, I'm a growing person, I try my best, you can diminish that I'm not good enough a lot in your life. You can make it smaller, kick it out and say, I'm doing my best. Maybe I could have done better, but this was the best I could do today, and I try again tomorrow, right? And then you grow, right? You get better.
I like that mindset very much. Like, this is the best that I could have done today.
Yes.
And I will do my best to be better about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And as long as you have that, I feel like you cannot be too hard on yourself. You cannot be too hard on other people. It's easier to be content with what you have.
I like that.
So we covered a lot in this conversation that is totally natural. Nothing here is scripted or chat GPT. It is just a natural discussion between two grown-ups about the problem that you believe I'm not good enough. And the solution is to realize it is a mind virus and a lie. It's not true, don't believe it. To get that, change how you think about it. And don't compare yourself to others, because whenever you compare yourself to others, there's always someone being better than you, and there's always someone being much worse than you. So there's no point in doing that. A new thought is, nature is always growing, I'm growing too, right? I'm part of nature. I always learn and try to do my best. And this goes hand in hand with, this is the best I can do today. If you always do the best you can do today, you will always be very good on track with what you want to achieve. Also, be more compassionate with yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself, value yourself highly, because nobody else in this world will do it. And that also goes hand in hand with, I respect my potential and take actions that bring me closer to my own potential. Right?
That's already a cool introspective into thinking and productive thinking. And I think we leave you with that. That is Sandro from Bucharest with
Sanne from Belgium.
Very good. See you soon. Bye-bye.